It's a Tuesday night. It's our date nights. This is the coaching hour with Boitumelo Tlholakae. I am so pleased to be here. I'm so pleased to be in your rooms, in your car, everywhere you are. You might be traveling. I am so glad that it's our date night again. Let's have fun. Let's be informed. It's the coaching hour with Boitumelo Tlholakae. And in this show, we motivate people and we build people that transform societies. Today, we have a wonderful coach, and she is an IT specialist. She is a coach. She's a business analyst. She is a motivator. She's a community builder. She's many things. You know, this is one of the strengths of a woman. A woman can do so many things and still keep the home together as well. She's a mom, and she's just a wonderful person that is able to motivate people from, you know, whatever angles they're coming from. And tell you, we're gonna have a fun and good program. So do not touch that dial. Stay tuned with us. This is the coaching hour with Boitumelo Tlholakae. Our coach for this evening is Kamo. And Kamo, as I said, is an IT specialist. Kamo is a business analyst, a very young and vibrant person that is motivating so many people. I don't want to take words out of Kamo's mouth, but as I try to introduce this powerhouse, this dynamite, let me just give her a chance to introduce herself. Kamo, welcome to the coaching hour. We are so pleased to have you.
Hi, Boitumelo. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much. We are so pleased to have you. So tell me about Kamo. Tell me about Kamo socially at home, and then tell me about Kamo professionally.
Questions around introducing myself, right? We would be here the whole day. There's so
Let's try.
So maybe I'll start at home base. You know, I'm the first daughter. Yeah, my mother. I have 3 other siblings. I am married now, so I've gained 2 more siblings. I'm a wife and I have a daughter. I'm a cousin to many people. So, and I'm a friend to a lot of people. I love women, so I try by all means to befriend as many females as I possibly can.
That's great. That's great.
Socially and home base.
Awesome. So tell me about Kamo professionally. What do you do? Just sum up, because then we will go into details later on.
Okay. Well, I'm a business analyst by trade. I studied BSc IT many moons ago. So, and I've been in the IT industry as a project manager and a business analyst for over 10 years. I've been in the industry from 2006 to be specific. So you can do the math, 14 years in, and that's what I do professionally. I also am an events manager. Because of my project management skills, events management became easy to do because it is.
Awesome. So, Kamo, before we go into you know, the nitty-gritty and the juicy part of this conversation, I just want to start on a lighter note. So, what motivates Kamo? You know, when you wake up and say, I am motivating myself, what exactly do you do? Do you have like a routine that you do to keep yourself, you know, in a positive mindset throughout the day, throughout the week?
I don't have a set ritual. There's a couple of things that motivate me. Music motivates me. Listening to podcasts, listening to business podcasts specifically motivates me. Good food motivates me. So I'm going to be having a good meal. That motivates me. I love my tea.
Do you cook?
Yes, I cook. I love cooking as well.
Awesome. And the music, what kind of music do you listen to?
I listen to a variety of music. I listen to jazz, I listen to Afro pop, I listen to gospel music. There's a couple of artists that I love. I listen to classic music. yeah, I'd say maybe classic music at the top of the list, you know, because it calms
For
helps me to
relaxation.
think, it helps me to
Mm.
concentrate. I can listen to classic music whilst I'm bathing and whilst I'm cooking and whilst I'm working. So that's what I do.
Awesome. All right. Before I cut you in there, so you were still telling us about your routine. What do you do? Well, it's not a routine, but a couple of things that you do that motivates you for the day.
Yeah, like I was saying, it depends on maybe the day. You know what I mean? Um, there's a
Mm.
couple of people that I follow that there's podcasts that I follow from a business point of view. There's your Wtih that I follow. There's Bikesh. There's excuse me. I read
Bless
books
you.
a lot. I love self-help books. I listen to music. I listen to classic music. I meditate in the mornings. That gets me getting my thoughts focused. You know, I pray. I center myself and try to think of what do I want achieved in the day, in the week, and then I sort of run through those thoughts and I sing. I love.
Awesome. Can you hit us with a note there?
Ah! I know. I can't even think of a song. What song? I don't even know what song I would sing. Yeah, I don't even know what song I would sing.
I would suggest the Rebecca Malo.
Yo, Rebecca,
How about
no.
that?
In terms of, you know, when I think of gospel music, I always think of Pastor Nazy, who's now lay. You know that song,
Late,
yeah,
yeah. My
Retsepile,
favorite.
Retsepile Wen. I love that song. And this
Mm.
year, that song was so relevant, you know, very relevant when he says,
Mm.
Jehovah Ritsepile, Ritsepile Wena. You know, and then the
Mm.
Matsatsi le matsatsi fela Jehovah
Mm.
ritsepile wena. I love that song.
Amen. I do. I do. I also love it. It's my favorite. Pastor Noizimo was my favorite, and I still listen to his songs even today. They motivate me, honestly. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
lovely. Yeah, no, you can. You can. No, I
I
believe
used
you.
to sing. I used to sing at church. I used to be in the choir.
Oh, awesome. Not like us who sing in the showers only. Okay. No, thanks for that intro. It's truly, the things that you do to center yourself, to motivate yourself. I'm sure most of our listeners identify with that, but the main important reason of doing those things, I guess, is what people need to get and what people need to hear from us, because I mean everybody does something. Everybody goes on radio every morning and get whatever they get. But the purpose of motivating yourself, and the purpose of um, getting into a routine, just to definitely maintain a positive mindset. Having said that, I want to now talk about your coaching. I've heard about your professional career, your IT, your business analyst career, and project management events. Let's talk about your coaching career. Where did it start for you, and how did it even come about?
I'm always even weary of calling it a career because
Mm.
professional coaches go to school to be coached. So I'm a self-taught coach, and I do coaching as a social entrepreneur rather than as a coach that is trained and is paid to do coaching. So, and my coaching is in a form of events, and it's quite relaxed and unstructured in that way, in that it also fits into someone's lifestyle. They don't look at it as an external thing or something that they have to do over and above just living their life. So it's more coaching that addresses emotional and an emotional part of someone's being, and let's say increasing someone's emotional intelligence and mental capacity.
Yeah, I know that, some people coaching comes natural. Some people, feel the need to go study for coaching. I mean, I think I've been doing coaching probably since I was a teenager, kind of coaching my peers, to focus, to have dreams, to have dream boards, and to have resolutions for the year and for the month, and if possible, resolutions for the week, because we need to achieve certain things within a week. We need to hold ourselves accountable. And how do you coach? How do you even hold yourself accountable if you don't have goals that you need to meet weekly, monthly, and annually? So I definitely understand where you come from. But my interest when I saw what you do, and I've been following you for so many years. I even checked my Facebook conversations with you, and there's a message from 2015. We were talking about an event that you were doing in 2015. I'm like, what? I've been talking to Tamu for that long,
Yeah.
and I really got motivated by the events that you do. Now the biggest one is what I've recently saw, and this has been a couple of years now, if not two, that I've seen you consistently do this event where you working with women. I don't want to put words into your mouth, but if you can just tell us about that, um, and how do you work with women? How do you coach them? Or is it, what exactly do you do? You know exactly what event I'm talking about, right? You can talk about it.
Yes, I do know. Yeah, well, you are talking about the Redefining Beauty campaign, and
Yes.
the terms are always interchanging. It's always Redefining Beauty movement or Redefining Beauty campaign. And this campaign now that has become a movement started off as an event in 2015, actually, because I'm an event
Actually,
manager. I host a variety of events that target different things. I would host an event about social development, that target, do an event on finance, or do an event on etiquette or dressing and all of that. So this event started in 2015 in the month of August, in celebration of Women's Month and Women's Day. I decided to host an event whereby we will do a photo shoot so that we can speak about self-confidence, self-esteem, and self-awareness. So that's how it started. But now what it has become an organization. So it has become a little bit structured in that it is now a registered organization, and we do far more than just that annual event that happens in August. There's a couple of other things that we do monthly, weekly, in the movement, right? So I'll
right.
start first with the annual shoot, because that's how it began.
Okay.
I felt as a woman, the beauty space is something that is in our faces, and that's something that is we are confronted with on a daily basis. Issues of beauty, issues of not feeling good, issues of having low self-esteem, issues of not having self-confidence is something that I am passionate about. When I did the shoot, it was because I had gained weight. And but I wanted to do a photo shoot in underwear in celebration of who I am. I decided that I want to teach people to love themselves where they are. I want to teach people to love themselves how they are and where they currently at the moment. People are always going through transitions in their bodies. We are women, we are mothers, we birth children, we gain weight, we've got health challenges. There's a journey that we go through with our bodies. So my coaching really is if I would summarize it in one sentence, it would be to teach women to love their bodies and to love themselves for who they really are, not what they aspire to be, not what they are on their way to becoming or what they are wanting to transform to be. We always as people are looking for the end result. You know, we are looking for the at the end, we want to celebrate at the end. But my sort of stance and objective is to teach people to celebrate the process, to celebrate where they are at the moment, not to wait to be at a certain point before they start loving themselves. So yeah, so I always say that I focus on two things: self-love and body positivity. You know, so because when you address self-love, you are addressing the internal. You are addressing how you feel, you are addressing what you think, you are addressing your perception of yourself. You are now becoming self-aware. You understand what I mean? And the second point would be to address body positivity. In body positivity, you are addressing the external, and you are now addressing how other people view you. Do you know what I mean? Because it's good and well to love yourself, to be comfortable. But when you are now wanting to engage with other people, it becomes a problem because people are not well versed. People are not used to variety. People are not used to, you know, we are channeled. The beauty spaces are such that people are channeled. We are taught in the media, print media, social media, to look up to certain things. You know, in our history, we were always taught to see certain sizes as much more beautiful than other sizes. We are not really taught on diversity. So that is why I focus on those two things when I deal with women in the organization. So, and of course, when we host the shoot in August, the shoot is about taking pictures, you know, taking pictures in underwear. And I felt that I cannot use, it's all good and well to take pictures fully dressed, but it would not achieve the same sort of result taking pictures in underwear would garner, if you understand what I mean. So I specifically chose to take pictures in underwear because I put people in a platform or in a space where they confront themselves. It's all good and well to speak about being confident when you are fully dressed. It's all good and well to speak about your flaws, your body flaws, when you're fully dressed and you're in your Spanx and you're in your pretty dress and you're all adorned with external. But so the underwear is sort of symbolism of saying, let's strip down. Not only are we stripping down the clothes, we're stripping down the ideology, we're stripping down what we think, we're stripping down society's labels, we're stripping down what is out there. Do you know what I mean? So that is why it's done in that way. When people are in underwear, they are very vulnerable. They are forced to take a certain stance, you know. So I chose that because it's confrontational. So it's both confrontational externally because you are in a room with other people, and it's confrontational internally because you have to ask certain questions. Some people come to the shoot and they think they are self-confident, but when it's time to take off the robe and to stand and to pose, they kind of retract and they are now asking themselves question, am I really that confident? You know, they start to toy with ideas of being self-conscious. Some people don't think they're self-conscious until you ask them to be naked or to be semi-naked or to be nude or to be in underwear. So yeah, that's the objective of the shoot. But people have to be taken on a journey before they are able to stand on a platform and pose and boldly, you know, take pictures and have fun at doing that.
You know, I first time I saw this, I don't even, it's been 5 years. And I was like, wow, you know, these women have broken the mold. You know, these women have, you know, broken all sorts of societal labels because what I see a bunch of beautiful women posing as models, you know, and I look at them, I'm like, but this is a different type of modeling because we know models to be thin, to be this, twigs. We know models to be people who are perfect, but these are women who are natural, who are just African, full-bodied. These are women with pecs, and they are as natural as a mother could be. And I was like, what? I was curious about what kind of preparation, mental, psychological preparation, could they have gone through for them to get to a point where they are actually comfortable about doing this? Because it's, as you say, it's quite confrontational. Confronts the self to say, who else is actually going to see this? Who is going to be looking, and, am I ready to be seen like that in public? And I was wondering, what do you do as Tlamo to prepare them? So I want you to tell me about the day or the process towards the shoot. And what did you say to them as you coach them towards this day of the shoot, the big day of their lives? Because they're going to be seen, they're going to be out there, and to a point where they feel proud to be part of this campaign.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of things that I do besides the one-on-one coaching, one-on-one conversations that I have with each lady to try and find out where, how much, there's this thing, Baraki syndrome, abantu bazothini. So I try gauge, that's the first point. I try, are people afraid of doing the shoot because they are afraid of what people will say? Or are people afraid of the shoot because they don't want to attend the shoot because they are already confident? So the shoot addresses two types of women. Those who say, I am confident and I want to show it, and I want to show other women that I'm confident. And then there's a second batch of women that I address in the shoot that say, I'm not as confident. Okay, there's the second part, and it's my most favorite part, is where ladies come and they say, I'm not confident, and I'm hoping that by attending the shoot, I will gain the confidence. You know what I mean? So for many people, the shoot is something that they've never done. They've never, it will be the first time they are doing it. So the preparation that goes in there is more on assessing whether people love themselves, and are people, forget the photos, forget the underwear, because the photo shoot is not about that. The photo shoot is about confidence. The photo shoot is about self-love. The photo shoot is about how self-aware are you. And once you've passed those three stages, even before we get to the photography is just a cherry on top. And the photography will just show you a different element of who you are. You understand what I mean? So we have these conversations around exactly what you said. What motivates you? What gets you feeling like you love yourself? What gets you feeling like you are at the top of your game? What gets you feeling like you can conquer the world? So once you in your private space and in your mind, that you are confident, then the issue of undressing is a non-issue. Because when you are confident, you show up. When you are confident, you're not afraid to present yourself. Those are the things, those are some of the things that happen. So I send them material, I would recommend books, I send them blogs, I do content creation as well. And I would send them mini sermons and clips on Sundays. That's what I do, where different women address different journeys of self-love. Then I say to them, where are you in this spectrum? And how ready are you to show the world that you are confident? Because before people come to the shoot, once Wtih has come to the shoot, there'll be curiosity around, why did you go to the shoot? What made you attend that shoot? Then there has to be a backstory, because that's when you will share about your journey to say, I initially was not feeling like this, but now I am feeling like this. And there's something that happens that is powerful with photography, Boitumelo, is that we don't always see ourselves the way other people see us. So we don't always believe that we are beautiful the way we are. So, and that's what a picture does. Once a picture is taken and you see it, you are able to see the photographer's interpretation of how you look. And once people see that, they are like, hey, but who's this person? Is this really me? And it gets them really to see that what you see yourself as is not really how other people see them. And some people discover through photography and through the pictures that they are really beautiful.
You know what? A friend of mine has been telling me to shave off my hair. And I was like, what? You're crazy. I would never. And then the other time, somebody else said to me, you know, if you could put color to your hair, you would actually look so good. I'm like, what? Never. The conservative me came, you know, quite defensively. And I tell you, last week I went to a salon and I tried to do something else. And guess what? The machine went deeper.
Yeah.
And I ended up with this kind of a hairstyle, you know, a brush. And I was like, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? And then I looked again, I'm like, let me see at the back, let me see on the sides, let me see. I'm like, you know what, maybe it is time. Maybe it is time that I embrace this change. And, you know, I talked myself up the way I would talk my client up, you know, to say, you know what, be comfortable with who you are. My hair does not define me.
Yeah.
You know, my hair is an accessory that beautifies, that adds to who I am already. So in that heat of the moment, I'm like, okay, let me go and try other things. You know, let me try something else. I started with a color, and then I overcame the fear of you know, having colored hair, and I from blonde to a white.
Yeah.
And I just kept, because you know, as we grow, we kind of, I'm one of those people who are actually quite scared to to get grays, and I'm like, okay, let me do white, complete white, and let me see how I'm actually going to react, you know, when my full head is white. And I colored white, and I overcame that fear. For me, it was putting those delayering myself and taking off those fears that I've been living with. So I'm actually, you know, when I saw these pictures of this redefining women, and I love the title as well, redefining beauty,
because that's exactly what we do.
We grew up knowing beauty to be a Barbie doll and nothing else. Barbie doll, and black can be good, big can be good, you know, big can be beautiful. So I really admired what I saw, and that's why I actually thought, let me invite you, you know, for this interview. And I'm quite happy and glad with the work that with women. I wonder if you have a typical case of somebody that you coached one-on-one that was probably not as confident, and you know, coached them one-on-one, and where are they now? Do you have cases of those that you can actually share with us, even if you know, you don't have to mention names, but you know, in terms of the process that you went through with this person to get them to a point where they feel comfortable to even volunteer to come and be part of Redefining Women photo shoot?
Yeah. Well, I have cases upon cases upon cases. And I'm trying to think of names, but I don't want to divulge people's names because now then, you know, I didn't get prior consent. But
yes.
Maybe the one person that I'm most proud of would be Innocent Ntini, who's from Soweto. And the only time I know that my coaching and my mentoring works in this space is when the person comes back to me to tell me, yo, what have you made me to become? You know, and that's how I know. I never gauge myself based on what I have done. I always wait for the feedback especially after the shoot, especially after the ladies get their pictures, and then I find out from them. So tell me then, how do you feel now that you've spent all these months preparing and now this has finally happened and the pictures are coming out, you know? I have those people. I mean, on average, the shoot, I mean, when I started, the shoot was attended by 30 ladies. That was the first year. And on average, every year, I have anything from 35 to 45 ladies attending. So this year it was 32 ladies attending. So, and everybody has a different story, and I catalog the stories and I interview them individually to say, okay, we are at the end of our process in terms of the photo shoot. So tell me how you feel. There's the one story that I'm proud of is this year, there's a lady that I met on Facebook. Her name is Wtih. I met her on Facebook. We've never met physically. So we chat on the phone, we chat on WhatsApp, we chat on Facebook for the purposes of coaching and this self-love journey, as I call it. And she was telling me that she's never done something like this. She does not even know why she wants to do it, but you know, she finds inspiration in the things that I share and in the other pictures that she's seen. And she was saying, and she's shy. And she was saying, I'm shy. So, but I'm still gonna come because I know that you won't publicize my pictures. My pictures are for me, because the one thing that other people don't know is that the photo shoot is not about publishing the pictures. It's about the lady. It's about you seeing your own pictures. It's about you seeing the final end. Yes, it's about this confrontational conversation that one has with themselves. The pictures are for you. That is why even online, I only post one picture, but the lady gets to have 50 pictures, for instance, that they can look and see how they were posing and different things. So with Langu, we didn't even get to the end of the day to talk about the shoot. I was watching her as she was taking her pictures. And immediately after she was finished on the stage, I saw her going outside of the photography studio. There was a setup with couches outside, and she went there to take more pictures with her own phone. You know, and and I left I went outside and I'm like, I am fascinated by what I'm seeing, because when you arrived, you didn't even wanna do your makeup in the gown. You wanted to do your makeup fully dressed. And when it was time for you to go to take your pictures, you were pushing other people to go first. But now, not only are you sitting outside naked without a gown, tell me what's happening, you know? So there's this transformation that happens where someone is shy, they get their shy, they don't want to take off their gown. They were so comfortable and so free that they even went outside of the studio to go pose outside in the garden and take pictures.
In their underwear.
In their underwear.
In their underwear, yeah. I just want to correct
their underwear.
The naked is not underwear, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When that's the transformation, though, that's the highlight of my day. When I see people arriving, they're still unsure and all of that. But by lunchtime and by everyone is walking around naked, there are no gowns, there are no towels. You know, it's the space is safe and free, and people are. That's when I see that my work is complete. Even before I have the conversations, how people are behaving or how they are walking around naked. Do you know what? Sometimes it's a very daunting thing for someone to walk around in a space where there's strangers and they walk around naked. It's not a comfortable thing for every woman. There's very few women that can do that. But and by the time we hit 5 p.m. and I'm now the one that's busy telling people, go get now. The shoot is over. The event is over. You can now get dressed in your clothes and go home.
Well,
You know?
I must say, you're doing a good job with ladies, demystifying this concept of beauty and, untangling the issues we had
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
the topic of beauty. I mean, we have some serious experiences and words that we are not comfortable to even talk about. The confidence that you have brought these women to a point where they are ready to take pictures in their underwears and don't even mind for you to share on social media. I mean, wow. Coaching can do things, to
Yeah.
people.
You know, that's the thing that people always think. I think that the important element of the shoot and the event is the coaching, Boitumelo. It's the conversations. It's the Monday motivation that I send to every lady that is in the movement, and we talk about that. It is the Sunday sermons that I send, that where they listen to a clip, and I'm asking them questions. How do you feel? Where are you? What number are you on? It's the Wednesday motivations that I send, where I profile different women to say, this lady has achieved this in her self-love journey. Can you match? If you were to be asked this question, what would you say? It's that coaching, it's that mental, it's that emotional intelligence that happens in a person. It's that challenging of a mindset, or challenging of what we were taught, or what we were forced to believe, that is much more important than the actual picture. And once ladies understand that, they now think, what's a picture? What because happen the thing, people are afraid of being criticized when they themselves don't think they are beautiful. But people that know they are beautiful, they are not afraid of posting pictures. They are not afraid of getting opinions. They are not afraid of being asked questions. Do you know that?
I know. It starts from within,
It starts
beauty,
from within. It's just in the mind.
confidence, self-love starts from within. I love this book. I was actually looking for it yesterday. Joyce Meyer's book, The Battlefield of the Mind. I love that
I've
book,
read
and
it. I've read it.
I've, I've shared it with so many people. I keep using the very same copy, borrow it to somebody, lend it to somebody, come back, give it to another person, give it to couples. People, when they read that book and say, yo, I did not think of myself um, as this person who can achieve this. I did not think of myself as an individual in a relationship, in a marriage, in a society, in a family. I did not know that I have to be an individual, and it starts with me loving myself and accepting myself with my boldness, with my big nose,
Yeah.
with my whatever
Yeah.
shape of body. It starts with me before I can even give anybody else love. It starts within. So I'm so glad that you have given these ladies not just a picture, but you have given them lifetime freedom.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Liberation,
Yeah.
freedom, peace, self-love. Those are things, qualities, and things that nobody can give you. No school can actually teach you self-love. We
Yeah.
grew up with scars, with criticism. We grew up with all sorts of words sent to us, and people still have these memories lingering in their lives. People, it does not matter the age, but if you have not gone through the process that you have taken these ladies through, life about this today. And I'm sure many of our listeners now know that my freedom starts with me.
Yeah.
My
You
confidence
know,
starts with me.
yeah. The thing about the self-love journey, as I call it, is that most people don't understand that it's a lifelong journey. You don't attend one event and you reached the pinnacle. You don't attend one workshop and one coaching session and you're done. For some people, the photo shoot is the start of the process and the journey. And for others, it's what sparks their elevation to the next level. But self-love is a journey. That is why I have people in the movement, in the redefining movement, that come every year, because every year we tackle different things. Every year we have different topics. Every year we have different conversations. Every year people take stock of, okay, where am I this year? Am I still loving myself? Am I still taking care of myself? Am I still prioritizing myself? Do I know what it is to love myself? You know, because some people think it's a one-off thing. I've attended the shoot and that's it. But, you know, it's a journey. Self-love is a journey. So that's why I'm very proud of those people that you know, come every single year to come and take stock and to come and assess, to say, okay, I started this journey last year, and where am I now? What's, you know, I have one of my ambassadors, Wtih, she's done this photo shoot 4 times. And every year she and I love her because I don't ask her to do this. She's the one that does it and shares it with me, where she reflects on the pictures. She will post every picture from every year, from when she started, when she was doing the photo shoot. She was wearing pantyhose and boots to hide cellulite and to hide mukaba and all of that. And you know, we look at the transitions from the first year to the second year to the third year and to 2020, you know, and I always enjoy listening to her talk about the transformation and what each photo shoot has done for her. You know, it's those kinds of things. And that's the message that I always want to push, to say, like I said, self-love is an intentional process. And it's a lifelong process. And when people attend the shoot, not only does it affect them, it affects other people, because it opens up opportunities for conversation to happen. Like, for instance, Kaku, people always ask her, why do you keep going back? And that is her moment to share, you know, some of the lessons she's learned from the mentoring, the coaching, and just being part of the movement and what it does for her, not only socially, but professionally. You can imagine someone who's not confident in their private space. What happens to them when they are now confident, and that confidence trickles into their workspace? You can imagine after someone has boldly taken pictures in underwear and has their confidence elevated, what happens to them on the Monday morning when they go to the office? Man, their shoulders are broadened, their chin is up, they have a walk like Naomi Campbell. You have how much this photo shoot affects and transforms the ladies in the movement.
Absolutely. I'm sure that, you know, it goes that far. I mean, it's been a process. It's not only on the day. But Kamo, have you had negative stories as well? You know, people who went back home and, you know, somebody didn't like what they did, or, you know, negative stories that you know, would have received from the project?
Well, Boitumelo, I'm blessed enough to not have any single negative story, not a single story, since the beginning in 2015. And the way I am so proud of the program, the movement, and the things that I do and the things that I teach. For some people that are afraid of the shoot, I always say to them, pay the money. If you do not have fun, if you do not drive value, and if it does not change you, I'll pay you back your money. That's how I get some people to come to the shoot. And I've never paid anyone back.
Wow. I was just about to ask, have you refunded somebody?
No,
has anybody
I've never
ever pulled out on the day of the shoot and say, oh no, I don't think I'm ready. I thought I was, but no, nah, let me rather postpone to next year, you know?
Well, I have had someone that did that, but they didn't come. I've never had someone that came to the space and changed their mind there. You know, some people, you know, they'll change their mind maybe at home. Like I had one lady this year and she was like, hey, you know what? I don't think I'll be able to make it. And she ended up not coming.
Are these women married women, mothers, and what do people say at home after their photo shoot?
It's different. The movement is a movement for all types of women, married, single, mothers, you know, all of that. Let me think of, I want to think of one. There's a lady that attended actually, and the husband brought them to the shoot, and the husband waited outside until she finishes because he wasn't sure of what is happening. Why are you going to be naked there? What's going to be happening? But surprisingly, after the shoot, he's now the one that wants the pictures shared. You know, because now that's the beauty of this thing. I always feel sad for men that don't want the ladies to come because they're depriving them of something amazing. And of the ladies that were allowed, even though the husbands were very unsure and they were allowed, it's now the men that come back and say, hey, what do you guys do there? Why is my wife this now person that is like walks around naked in the house and is free? It is, what do you do? What do you tell them? You know, because they don't know that it's just beyond. Men don't usually understand that the photo shoot is beyond their wives being seen in underwear. The photo shoot affects their wife and how their wife will present themselves and the kind of confidence and self-esteem that their wife will now walk in and operate in after the shoot. But it also benefits them for their wife to have their self-confidence levels elevated.
Come on, as we round off today, this month is the month for 16 days of, you know,
Activism
prevention or activism against abuse and feminism. And I want to get your opinion and your motivation, your statement in supporting this activism, this month of activism against women abuse.
Yeah. You know, when it comes to gender-based violence and abuse and activism, I have now taken a stance not to talk to the men about it because I realize that the biggest work that needs to be done is with the women. And empowered women will not be oppressed. And empowered women will not live in fear. And empowered women will be able to speak out and ask for help. These situations of abuse, they thrive because women are afraid. Women don't know how to come out. Women don't know how to call out their men. Some are afraid of even their men. And you know, and some people are abused and they don't even know that they are in places of abuse. But once you've empowered a woman to love themselves and to decide on the way they want to be treated, they will not be subjected to abuse. Basadi ba powerful. We hold down, you know, I believe we are the solution to gender-based violence. Women individually and women as a unit, as a understand. If we stand together as women, you know, from a even what's that demographic, women are in larger numbers. So from a numbers point of view, we should be able to champion our own causes. And you know, that's why I started that's why the Redefining Beauty has now become a movement broader than the event, because we share stories. We are creating a community of women that can rely on each other. Gone are the days where Mutu will suffer in silence. Gone are those days. Gone are those days where we will not have sisters that we are telling whether this is what's happened, help me out. Gone are those days. I the notion that we need to be creating spaces and platforms where even when you are timid, you have a platform and a movement of people that will say that you can tell, well, this is what's happening, because abuse thrives because we are quiet. Abuse thrives because women don't know that they're not supposed to be treated in that way, you know? And I think we can address men once we have taken a stance and a position ourselves on empowering ourselves, on loving ourselves, and on deciding, well, no, that's not how I want to be loved. I want to be loved in this particular way. You know, and I'm reminded of, you know, the history around Women's Day and Women's Month. Those women didn't wait for no man to initiate a march and go to the union buildings. They did it themselves. So we can't be always talking to men to bring solutions. We can't be telling the men, stop, 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 stop. But we have to tell the women, speak up. We have to tell the woman, be empowered. We have to tell the woman, stand. We have to tell the woman, have a voice, you know, because these things thrive when women don't have a voice, when women do not speak, when women are not empowered, and when women don't know how to motivate themselves even, you know. Women need to be empowered to leave the situations, you know. Women need to be empowered to know when a man, when a man is, let's say we are getting into a relationship and a man is showing you the signs of abuse, you need to love yourself enough to walk away even before it gets to be something else. You know, you need to be able to choose you. Once you are able to choose you, you know, once we are able to love ourselves, we will stop choosing the men before us. We will choose us first.
Message, something to motivate South Africans, motivate women, motivate, you know, South Africa in general?
Well, the movement can be located. We have a website, www.redefiningbeauty.co.za. We are present on Instagram, Redefining SA. And we do have a Facebook private group, which is limited to just the females and the ladies, Redefining Beauty Movement. My email address, kamu@redefiningbeauty.co.za. So I can be reached through those platforms, and people that want information can go to our website and read where we are from and see pictures from last year. And you know, we will be updating it with events that are coming up for 2021. Yeah, my motivation is really around self-love, you know. Self-love is the catalyst. When we love ourselves, we pursue our goals. When we love ourselves, we see a world in a different manner. When we take time to understand ourselves, we will have the time to understand other people. When you love yourself, you see how unique you are, and you will be interested in seeing and understanding what makes other people unique. So self-love is not being selfish, but self-love is putting yourself first. Self-love, I've heard Ian Lavanzan say, self-love is about filling your cup first. And once that cup overflows, it can spill off to other people. You cannot give what you do not have. You cannot.
Yeah.
You cannot. It's practically impossible. Like it's naturally impossible to give what you don't have. So for me, that's what it is. Let us gain, let us love ourselves, and let us have things to offer to the world. I mean, there's only one you. As a human being, there's only one you. And us as human beings, we are so amazing that there's no one else like us. Not even our fingerprints match, you know? So that we need to be celebrating our uniqueness.
Amen to that. Thank you so much, Kamo. We
Thank
are
you for
so
having me.
grateful for your presence, for the lessons that we you. Thank you so much for blessing us with your presence. As we sponsors School of Life Academy for the coaching lessons, the motivational lessons that we usually Hold on just a sec for me, Kamo. So we want to thank our sponsor, School of Life Academy, and we thank all the coaches that have been with us this year. We're rounding off the year, and we just want to say we're so grateful for the lessons that we've learned from each and every one of you. And to South Africa, I love you so much, South Africa. Let us keep on adhering to the COVID-19 lockdown regulations. Let's keep on wearing our masks. Let's keep on sanitizing and teaching our children, and the safe space, social spacing, and we will get through this together. And I pray that the Lord will keep you, the Lord will protect you, and let's continue to pray for our leadership and our country and the world. Thank you so much. Until we meet again next week, it's a bye-bye from me. It's been a good show. This is the Coaching Hour with Boitumelo Tlholakae.